Hello, everyone. Once again, this is Dare to Speak. And I want to share with you a very scary story. A true story that actually happened to me. I would say around 1977 when I was about 5 or 6 years old. Somewhere around there. There was no school. It was during the summertime. So I was almost 6. I actually had a very, looking back at it, it was like weird, but that at the same time, it made sense to me. Because I come from a family, or at least part of my family, that was into witchcraft and black magic and all that other shit that I didn't even know at that time as growing up. I'm not really that afraid of clowns now, especially growing up. I was a little bit more afraid of them, but not as much. But not as much as my brother does, my older brother. Not as much as other people, but my clown phobia is like very mild compared to others. My very first horrifying experience with clown phobia was during that year in the summer of '77. We used to go to McDonald's a lot to buy McDonald's food, and during that time they would have these when you buy like something like a Happy Meal or a little gift for kids, they would have these little cardboard type of figures you can unfold. They have little tiny rivets on the limbs, so you can move their limbs around. I don't know if you could. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. But they had one of Ronald McDonald. They had one of Grimace, and all the other characters. And we would collect them. And of course, being kids, of course, some of those things, you play with those things, you have it scattered around on the floor or on a sofa or whatever, and in the house, like being kids, you have your toys laying around. One time I was playing hide and seek with my brothers, and I decided to hide right by this my parents' bedroom, right by their queen size bed. And then as I was hiding, I noticed one of the toy figures of the McDonald's. It was Ronald McDonald himself. And I just decided to pick it up and put it somewhere else for whatever reason. It was laying there face down. I picked it up and I just made it face towards me like that, just to see if it was damaged or to see if it was dirty or whatever the case may be. I looked at it and right away, in a matter of seconds, it came alive in my hand. It had like a sinister looking smile. It was going like this, like it was like it was shaking, and it made this horrifying type of I don't know what kind of sound it made, but it went like this, and it came alive in front of me, like it started shaking and moving its limbs around. I screamed like crazy, and I let go of it, and then I started crying like crazy. And then when my brothers found me, especially the one that was trying to look for us, he told me he noticed that I was crying and I was scared like crazy. I told him what happened. Of course, he got scared himself and concerned. I didn't want to be anywhere near that fucking thing. So he picked it up and grabbed it and just don't. And I told him what happened, and he thought that maybe because that it was haunted or whatever, he was probably messed or. So he decided, and then a friend of his came by the house, or I don't know which one, and then he says, "Don't worry, we'll get rid of it. So and so is outside." He came by, so he went with my younger brother. He took the little figure thing and he threw it away. I saw him going out the door with the out the window. I was looking out the window. I saw him go with a little figure of the Ronald McDonald. He came back about a couple of minutes later and he told me that he just tore it up, tore off the limbs, and just threw it in some area, like in a trash can somewhere. And that was the last of it. Ever since then, I was so afraid of Ronald McDonald. I mean, I was absolutely afraid of Ronald McDonald. He scared the shit out of me ever since that day. I could never understood why that thing just came alive and this and that. Because I used to play with that thing before when we first got it. And it was crazy. I just didn't know, but of course our house was haunted during that time. I lived in a haunted house. That was the main reason why. There was a bunch of weird shit that happened. There was a time when my older brother had for as a gift a what do you call it, ventriloquist dummy, and it was one of those 1970s type of ventriloquist dummies, so they have like a string. You just pull the string and the mouth opens up, and then and the insignia or something like that on the chest, it says, or trademark, it says the name of the toy. It's called Willie Tuck, and that was the name of the doll. You just put it on your lap and just pull the string, pretending. Why we got that thing and who got it for us, I don't know. I don't quite remember. But we had a creepy experience with that thing too. Or one of my older brothers, when my older brothers claimed that that thing was talking to him in the middle of the night at a distance, that it was staring at him and this and that, and he got so scared. And this was after a while of having it, because we had it for a while. And I remember he said that he wrapped it up in some towel or some blanket or whatever, and he put it in the closet. And then later on, we went to go check up on it, because we were all talking about how scary it was and things like that. And we just wanted to start going off playing. And then when we opened up the closet door, there he was, unwrapped, just staring at us. I remember very little of that, but it was something like that. And there was a bunch of other scary stuff having to do with that doll, and I'm not going to mention it. So we ended up getting rid of that. Any kind of toy, or whether it's a porcelain doll that's creepy looking, or any kind of ventriloquist dummy, or anything that has to do with a creepy looking clown, even though that 1970s Ronald McDonald little toy cardboard figure was kind of like, the way they did the artwork on the face, with him smiling, it didn't look like a friendly smile. For some reason, it looked like a demented type of smile. Whoever decided to make it that way, I don't know. They were probably an asshole for doing that shit. But the main thing was the house was haunted, and that's why I was making these things do all this kind of creepy stuff around kids. So that's my scary story having to do with that. Oh boy. After so many years, of course, I got over it. Things have to do with creepy looking dolls or porcelain dolls or ventriloquist dummies or creepy looking statues or whatever like that, or even clowns of any kind. I'm pretty much over it. I mean, it doesn't really bother me as much like it used to when I was a kid. But for some people, they still have a phobia that carries with them. And that was like creepy. Creepy. So, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you like this video. Give me a thumbs up. And to all of you, take care.